Hello, Gary here. Today we have the unbelievable story of a 16-year-old Iowa boy that was going to go fishing in the mighty Mississippi River at Clinton, Iowa. But before he even got his line wet, he made the biggest catch of his life. To go fishing, you need bait, right? So off he went to Beaver Island to get him some worms. He never ended up going fishing that day because while he was digging for worms, he dug up $50,000 in gold coins and cash. Here's his story.
The title of this story is Iowa Boy Finds $50,000, and it reads like this. Adolph Johnson, a 16-year-old boy, while digging fish bait on Beaver Island in the south part of the city, struck a metallic substance with his shovel, which, when unearthed, proved to be an iron box. When he opened the box, the boy found gold and paper money amounting to $50,000. It is not known when or by whom the money was buried. It may be the proceeds of an express robbery, or it may have belonged to a Swedish nobleman who lived a number of years on Beaver Island, dying there about 2 or 3 years ago. This article is from the New York Times, October 30th, 1897.
Don't go away yet. Coming up now, the lost treasure found story of two men who uncovered a big treasure of gold. But real quick, if you're new to this channel and you like stories of lost treasure still waiting to be found, or stories of lost treasure found, this is the channel for you. So go ahead and subscribe now. As a new subscriber, you can post a comment below and tell us what area that you live in, and we'll post a story of treasure still waiting to be found as close to you as possible. But make sure your YouTube notification is turned on so you'll get notified whenever we post a new story. You can click on the little bell to set that. And let's get on with this story.
Lewis Potter entertained the other day that Frank Loneberry and August Fox had dug up a quantity of gold from his orchard. Loneberry, while at work on a side hill on Potter's farm, 4 miles east of Dimondale, Michigan, turned out, with a drag, a box filled with gold nuggets and quartz and a little sack of pure gold flakes. Loneberry and Fox went at night to Potter's place, dug it up and carried it to the Fox residence, where they kept the find a secret until a few days ago. They then took it to the Ingham County Savings Bank at Lansing and left it. An Englishman named Carr, moved into Michigan in 1850, was poisoned, and before he died he buried his gold, with other nuggets and money, in the neighborhood. He told a family named Swan he would tell them where it could be found, but he died too suddenly. The Englishman was on his way back from California, intending to settle. Joseph Jessup bought the place and lived on it when the Englishman was there. Lewis Potter purchased the farm of 40 acres 5 years ago. The Lansing bank officials say there is over $20,000 in gold in the find. This lost treasure found story is from a newspaper article from the 1920s.
This story coming up now is going to show you that men weren't the only ones that buried gold. Women did too.
This lost treasure found story is from a newspaper from Jeffersonville, Indiana, and it goes like this. Buried in the ground in old tin cans, $34,000 in gold has been found on the farm of Mrs. Rosella Wright, who died January 4th, near this city. How long this money was laying in the ground no one knows, and its location was known only by one person, Miss Sally Williams, a woman whom Mrs. Wright reared from childhood. At Mrs. Wright's death she left a will in which she made bequests to relatives and friends amounting to $4,011, Miss Williams receiving $1,000. John Potter was named as administrator of the estate, and besides a farm valued at $4,000, he found $8,000 to Mrs. Wright's credit in the local bank. He believed that this was all of the estate of Mrs. Wright, until the gold was unearthed. Is there still more buried somewhere on the farm? This article is from the 1930s.